But yeah. So how does this? So when you start getting into the idea of coffee, what's the end product for me right now is your YouTube channel.
Yes.
Where you're making coffee content. You did that coffee deep Karachi dive video. James Hoffman commented. Is that his name? I got
James
him.
Hoffman,
James
yes,
Hoffman.
you got it. You got it. He even funded it.
He funded it.
Yes,
Okay. Foreign funding. But so how do you get from someone working in a university cafe place in Miami to James Hoffman funding your Karachi deep dive into the roast scene? What's that journey?
I think it's been a bunch of accidents as well. Like nothing was very intentional or planned out, as with anything, I think. So once I graduated and I moved back to Karachi,
I think as soon as we start talking,
thank you, sir. Okay, so
it is a coffee shop. Yeah. So you moved back to Karachi.
So 2019, when I moved back to Karachi, I was kind of already having this weird identity crisis where I wanted to have a career in something, I'm passionate about this, so that's what I want to go into. Like, I want to make money from my passion.
Why are we being so dismissive? But
I'm sorry, because this is like such a cliche thing. Like,
sure.
But yeah, that's what I was going through. So I'm like, okay, I'll just start talking about coffee on my Instagram because I was enjoying it. Like, although like nobody understood what I was saying, but I went along with it. So, and then I ended up going to the UK and stuff for work. I was stationed there, and then I'm like, okay, there's so many coffee shops here that I can just go review, talk to the people there, and it was great. Like I was genuinely like feeling like, okay, I'm learning a lot, so I can post more, I can talk about more things. And then when the pandemic started, I ended up coming back to Dubai. And, yeah.
So this is pretty recent then.
Like being like going straight into making content like on a regular basis was fairly
And then how does James Hoffman come in the picture?
So
he's the only coffee person I know on it.
He's a mammoth at this point.
He's also like a really big deal.
It's crazy how he's just transcended into the mainstream almost at this point.
Up to he's big on TikTok, so he's everywhere.
Oh wow,
he has great hair. So how does he come into the picture?
So fast forward, I'm into this. I'm trying to make videos on YouTube as well, which I never thought I would do because I'm too self-conscious about how I sound and stuff. So that's going, and then I'm doing regular Instagram content. So James Hoffman puts out a video November 2020, saying that December 2020, saying that he is looking for content creators to diversify, the coffee content marketplace. Because there's too many white males, there's too many just, the stereotypical third wave coffee guy that you see. So he put that out, he put out a Google Forms. And so he was looking for 5 people. And those 5 people would get funding for whatever idea they pitch, which was about coffee wherever they are geographically, doesn't matter. You don't even have to be big on YouTube, you just need to have an idea. So I put mine, I said that I see a lot of, things happening in Pakistan's coffee community, and I think it's really coming to a level where it's noticeable and it deserves attention, and I pitched the whole idea. And I got, so out of 450 applicants, I got filtered down to the last 90 or so. And then, so I got an email from his assistant saying that, oh, you've made it to the final 90, congratulations. It's really hard to, really select people because everybody's ideas are just great.
Right.
So it was very tough on their end as well. Fast forward even more. So I got an email saying that, okay, you didn't get into the top 5, but we still want your idea to happen.
Okay.
And we're going to allow 4 more people to get funding, but it won't be the initial funding that the 5 people are getting.
Right.
It'll be half of that.
Sure.
And the 5 people we're gonna have their video be put on James's channel, and that would get monetized, and all the revenue from that
goes to
those
them.
people would get.
Cool. That's a big thing.
It was pretty cool. And, but they're like, okay, these other 4 people, we'll just shout you out. So you've put up the video, we've given you the funding, and once you've put it up, we will shout it out through James's channels. Socials, exactly. So I was like, that's fantastic. Like, it's a great opportunity.
But again, December is like abhi ki baat hai.
It was very, very, very recent, man.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And I ended up finding out that this is happening in January, that I got selected.
That you got selected.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So in January, I found out, and then this is like the craziest fan moment for me, because like James DM'd me saying like, hey, what's your email?
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh my god.
What number did you
do I fucking peed my pants.
Right.
It was this close.
Wow.
It was,
Okay.
yeah, I was like, ये fake account तो नहीं है ऐसी
James की spelling थोड़ी
James
सी
बोलेगा
गलत है।
ये मेरा पेपर है मुझे पैसे भेजना फिर मैं
Yeah, मेरे बैंक अकाउंट में पैसे फंस गए हैं. I just need a few thousand.
वही अस्मा का रिचार्ज का आता है ना मैसेज. Anyways, so
But it was him.
it was him, yeah,
Right.
100%. I can confirm. So he said that, and then it's like, okay, shit, this is getting serious. Like, I'm actually gonna get funding for this.
Yeah.
That happened, and then I realized. So I pitched an idea for Pakistan's coffee community, but that's a huge task. Like,
Yeah.
it's too big. So I narrowed it down to Karachi.
Karachi, yeah.
Karachi has a lot of interesting things happening in the coffee market as well.
I was surprised at the scale. Like, this guy had a full like roastery type situation.
Oh, yeah.
Where was that? Was
It-
it like in a house?
No. This was in Karangi in a whole warehouse.
Oh, in a warehouse.
It's a huge facility.
It's a big. It seemed very big on the video.
Dude,
yeah.
he's
Was it
serious
fine
about
for
that.
you? This is probably the biggest project that you personally have worked on,
Definitely.
right? And usse pehle to you were doing videos at home or maybe at cafes.
Yes.
So how do you go about planning it? Do you ask people for guidance? How does that process work?
Yeah, that was a huge worry that I had, because I'd never done something like
Yeah.
documentary style. Funny enough, I wanted to first reach out to Irfan
Right.
and see if he could somehow help me out.
Of course.
But I'm like, he probably gets like 50,000 messages every day of same kind of shit. So I'm like, I won't bother.
Yeah.
So I ended up reaching out to a friend of mine from the University of Miami who was a film major.
Okay.
And he was also in coffee as well. He's working on a coffee farm in Dominica. He's much deeper than me. So he also worked on documentary films during his college career.
Okay.
So I reached out to him. We did a whole Zoom call for an hour and a half. Told me all the important things that I should make sure to have. I had a whole checklist of things, just make sure all of these things are nailed. I did 50% of that, but it happened. Yeah, thankfully it still went fine.
So and the equipment was your own?
So the funding that I got, that's what I got most of my equipment with.
Oh.
Yeah. So my shotgun mic, my tripod.
Right.
Some of them more yeah.
I feel like अगर आज हमारे पास shotgun mic होता, even though he asked me in the morning, I was like, नहीं यार क्या जरूरत है? It might have been good, but चलो.
The timing is so perfect.
On cue.
This is surreal.
We made him to do this.